Take a moment. Look at your life as it is right now. Not how you hope it will be, not how you explain it to others, but how it truly feels when no one is watching. Most people feel busy, some feel tired, many feel stuck. Very few feel in control. This is not a personal failure, it is a structural one. Money has quietly become the main source of modern anxiety. Not because people are irresponsible, not because they do not work hard, but because they were never taught how money actually works. They were taught how to earn, they were not taught how to think. The world rewards understanding, not effort. Two people can work the same hours. One builds freedom, the other builds stress. The difference is not luck, it is awareness. The human brain was designed for survival. It prioritizes safety, certainty, and short-term comfort. Modern money requires the opposite: patience, delayed reward, long-term thinking. This mismatch explains why intelligent people make poor financial decisions. Fear feels logical, comfort feels responsible, change feels dangerous. A monthly salary feels safe until it isn't. One company decision, one health issue, one economic shift, stability disappears. Millions learn this lesson too late. Financial insecurity rarely arrives suddenly, it builds quietly. Expenses rise slowly, responsibilities increase, options narrow. People adjust, then adapt, then accept. This acceptance is the real danger. Most people are not trapped by lack of opportunity, they are trapped by fear of uncertainty. They fear being wrong, starting late, looking foolish, failing publicly. The brain prefers familiar discomfort over unfamiliar growth, so people wait. Waiting feels harmless. It is not. Time does not pause. Every year without strategy compounds limitation. This is not motivation. This is arithmetic. Look closely at those who are financially calm. They are not rushing. They are not desperate. They are not reacting emotionally. They have systems. Income that does not depend entirely on presence, skills that scale beyond time, assets that work quietly. This pattern repeats everywhere. The internet changed the rules permanently. Geography no longer limits income, information is no longer scarce, skills travel faster than labor. Yet most people still operate with old assumptions. They trade time for money, they wait for permission, they depend on single sources. The system does not punish this immediately, it waits. Online earning is not a shortcut, it is a shift from labor to leverage, from consumption to creation, from dependence to ownership. But leverage requires responsibility, and responsibility makes people uncomfortable. Money amplifies psychology. Fear delays action. Greed destroys patience. Ego blocks learning. Impatience kills compounding. Without emotional control, income becomes unstable. This is why sudden money often disappears. The person did not change. Income follows identity. People earn what aligns with who they believe they are. If identity stays small, growth feels threatening. If identity expands, opportunity becomes visible. This is not philosophy, it is observable behavior. The most expensive mistake is avoiding learning. Not because learning is hard, but because ignorance compounds silently.
Those who understand money early buy freedom later. Those who delay pay with time, stress, and regret. This is not about becoming rich. It is about regaining control. Control over time, control over income, control over decisions. Money is not the goal. Freedom is. This is only the beginning. In the next section, the focus will shift to how online income actually works, why skills outperform jobs, why most people fail online, and how psychology decides who succeeds. Online earning is often misunderstood. It is not a trick, it is not a loophole, it is not easy money. It is simply the result of how value now moves in the modern world. Money follows attention, attention follows usefulness, usefulness follows skill. This sequence is consistent. The internet did not create opportunity, it exposed it. For the first time, individuals can reach markets without permission. They can sell skills without intermediaries. They can build income without physical presence. Yet most people fail online, not because the opportunity is fake, but because the expectations are. Many enter the digital world carrying old thinking. They expect fast results. They expect certainty. They expect guarantees. The internet offers none of these. It rewards experimentation, consistency, adaptation. This mismatch destroys motivation early. Online earning magnifies psychology. Fear, doubt appear quickly. Comparison becomes constant. Impatience grows loud. People see success highlights, not process. They forget every visible result hides years of invisible effort. Most people quit too early, not because they lack ability, but because progress is silent at the beginning. Early stages offer low feedback, slow growth, high uncertainty. This phase filters people. Those who tolerate uncertainty continue. Those who seek reassurance stop. Skills are the currency of the digital economy. Not certificates, not titles, not intentions. Skills solve problems. Problems attract money. This relationship never breaks. High-income online skills share common traits. They save time, increase reach, reduce cost, or increase revenue. Design, writing, marketing, programming, analytics, sales. Different forms, same foundation. Freelancing is often the entry point, not because it is easy, but because it teaches market reality. Clients pay for results, not effort. Deadlines replace motivation. Feedback becomes unavoidable. This environment accelerates learning. Many fail at freelancing for one reason. They treat it like a job. They wait to be chosen. They price emotionally. They avoid communication. Those who succeed think differently. They position value. They solve specific problems. They build trust deliberately. Trust is currency online. Without trust, traffic is noise. Without trust, skill is invisible. Trust is built through consistency, clarity, proof. Proof matters. Look at successful online earners. They document results. They show process. They demonstrate competence publicly. This is social proof. Not arrogance, not showing off, evidence. People do not buy potential, they buy certainty. Online earning rewards those who reduce uncertainty for others. Clear messaging, clear outcomes, clear expectations. Confusion kills income. Many chase passive income too early. They want reward without foundation. Passive income is built, not found. It sits on active skill, audience trust, systematized delivery. Skipping steps creates disappointment. Digital products fail for predictable reasons. No real problem solved, no audience understanding, no differentiation. Success comes from relevance, not volume. One useful product beats 10 average ones. Affiliate marketing fails when people promote without belief. Audiences sense misalignment. Trust disappears quickly. Long-term earners promote selectively. They protect credibility more than commission.
Trading attracts many, few stay. Markets punish emotional weakness instantly. Fear exits early. Greed enters late. Ego ignores risk. Without structure, losses compound. Successful traders think probabilistically. They accept loss. They control risk. They follow systems. Emotion is minimized. This mindset applies everywhere in money. Investment success follows similar psychology. Consistency beats timing. Discipline beats excitement. Patience beats prediction. Most underperform because they interfere. Online income is not separate from life. It reflects habits, focus, consistency, emotional regulation. Those who master themselves scale faster. Burnout comes from poor systems, not from ambition. Those who last automate early, delegate intentionally, protect attention fiercely. Attention is the real asset. Look again at financially calm individuals. They are not constantly searching. They have built structures, recurring income, predictable systems, controlled risk. This stability is designed. Most people chase income. Few design systems. Systems outlast motivation. This phase requires honesty. Not everyone is willing to learn continuously. Not everyone tolerates uncertainty. Not everyone wants responsibility. Online earning amplifies freedom. Freedom amplifies accountability. This is where many stop, not because they cannot continue, but because growth demands identity change. Most financial failure is psychological, not technical, not informational, psychological. People know what to do. They struggle to do it consistently. The gap between knowledge and execution is emotional. Fear is the first obstacle. Fear of starting wrong. Fear of losing money. Fear of being judged. Fear of discovering limitations. Fear does not stop action directly. It delays it. Delay feels harmless. Delay feels reasonable. Delay compounds quietly. The brain seeks certainty before movement, but certainty never arrives first. It is built through action. Waiting for confidence is waiting forever. Confidence follows evidence. Evidence follows repetition. Comparison is the second obstacle. Online, success is visible. Process is hidden. People compare their beginning to someone else's middle. Motivation turns into pressure. Pressure turns into paralysis. Progress slows. Comparison distorts perception. It exaggerates others' success. It minimizes personal growth. The mind stops measuring progress internally and starts measuring status externally. This shift is destructive. Discipline is misunderstood. It is not intensity. It is not sacrifice. It is the ability to act without emotional negotiation, to do the work even when motivation is absent. This ability compounds faster than talent. Most people rely on motivation. Motivation is unstable. It responds to mood, environment, feedback. Discipline responds to structure. Structure wins.
Money rewards consistency more than brilliance. Small, repeated actions outperform rare bursts of effort. This is visible in investing, content creation, skill development, business growth. Compounding is invisible until it isn't. Impatience destroys compounding. People exit too early. They change direction too often. They abandon systems before results appear. They call it strategy. It is impatience. Every successful system has a boring phase. Repetition without excitement. Progress without applause. Effort without validation. This phase is necessary. This phase filters people. Ego is the third obstacle. Ego resists feedback. Ego avoids beginner status. Ego protects identity. Growth requires temporary incompetence. Ego delays learning. High earners remain students. They adapt faster than others. They update assumptions quickly. They detach identity from opinion. This flexibility protects income. Risk is misunderstood. Avoiding all risk creates hidden risk. Single income risk. Skill stagnation risk. Relevance risk. Controlled risk is safer than perceived safety. Financial security is not absence of risk. It is ability to absorb shock. This ability comes from multiple income streams, transferable skills, cash flow buffers. These are built deliberately. Many underestimate lifestyle inflation. Income rises, expenses follow. Freedom remains unchanged. Without boundaries, income does not create leverage. It creates maintenance. Spending is emotional. Status spending, stress spending, reward spending. Without awareness, money leaks silently. Wealth grows where attention is intentional. Online success requires focus. Too many platforms dilute effort. Too many strategies dilute execution. Those who succeed choose fewer paths and go deeper. Depth beats breadth. Clarity simplifies decisions. Clear goals reduce noise. Clear metrics reduce emotion. Ambiguity creates anxiety. Anxiety creates avoidance. Most people quit when discomfort rises. Discomfort signals growth. This misunderstanding ends progress early. Those who reinterpret discomfort as data move forward. Long-term earners think in years. Short-term earners think in days. Time horizon shapes behavior. Patience is strategic. The most dangerous mindset is urgency without direction. It creates movement without progress. Calm, structured action outperforms desperation. This stage is where discipline replaces excitement, where structure replaces motivation, where psychology decides outcome. In the next section, the focus will move into building income systems, transitioning from effort to leverage, assets versus activity, and how wealth actually stabilizes over time. Effort creates income. Systems create stability. Most people remain trapped in effort. They trade hours for money. They pause, income pauses. They stop, income stops. This model feels productive. It is fragile. A system does not require constant presence. It converts value into repeatable outcomes. This is the difference between working and building. Online systems come in many forms: freelance retainers, subscription services, digital products, content-driven businesses, automated funnels. Different structures, same principle. Income separated from time. Most fail to build systems because systems feel slow. They demand setup before reward. They demand planning before payoff. Effort gives instant feedback. Systems delay gratification. The brain prefers effort. The market rewards systems. Ownership is misunderstood. It is not about control. It is about leverage. owning distribution, owning audience trust, owning intellectual property. Ownership compounds silently. People who rely only on platforms remain vulnerable. Algorithms change, policies shift, reach disappears. Those who build direct connection retain power. Email lists, communities, brands. These are assets. Assets behave differently from income. Income must be chased. Assets attract. Income exhausts energy. Assets conserve it. This difference determines longevity. Social proof accelerates everything. Humans trust patterns, not promises. Testimonials, case studies, consistent results. These reduce hesitation. Without proof, skepticism dominates. Most people wait for perfection before publishing. This delay kills momentum. Markets reward clarity, not perfection. Visible progress builds trust faster than hidden preparation. Content is leverage. One idea shared repeatedly can outperform years of private effort. Teaching clarifies understanding. Visibility attracts opportunity. Silence limits growth. Many underestimate the power of documentation. Sharing process builds relatability. Relatability builds trust. Trust builds income. Expertise without visibility remains unnoticed. Scaling introduces a new challenge: letting go.
Delegation feels risky. Automation feels impersonal, but growth requires release. Control limits scale. Those who scale early focus on decision-making, not execution. Execution is replaceable. Judgment is not. This shift increases income without increasing hours. Burnout signals poor design, not lack of ability. Sustainable income is engineered. Clear boundaries, predictable workflows, protected focus. Chaos destroys momentum. Financial calm is rarely accidental. It is designed through buffers, diversification, predictability. Reaction creates stress. Preparation creates stability. Many confuse diversification with distraction. True diversification builds from strength. One stable base, then expansion. Scattered effort creates fragility. Wealth stabilizes when income becomes boring, predictable, repeatable, unemotional. Excitement fades, freedom remains. The goal is not constant growth. The goal is controlled growth. Growth without structure collapses. Money behaves differently at scale. Small mistakes become expensive. Poor decisions compound faster. This is why discipline matters more as income increases. Long-term earners optimize for resilience. They expect disruption. They prepare for volatility. Flexibility protects wealth better than prediction. This phase separates builders from earners. Builders design environments that support consistency. Earners chase outcomes. Builders last longer. In the next section, the focus will move to long-term wealth behavior, investment psychology, risk management, and how money stops controlling emotion. Section 5. Wealth is a reflection of behavior, not luck, not timing, not education alone. Small daily decisions compound over years. This is why slow starters often overtake fast beginners. Investment is not speculation. It is behavior. It is patience. It is emotional control. The market does not reward desire. It rewards discipline. People fear risk. They avoid decisions. They wait for certainty. Certainty never comes first. It is created through repetition and observation. Those who act build confidence. Those who wait accumulate regret. Many lose money not from failure, but from emotion. Fear exits too early. Greed enters too late.
Ego refuses guidance. The cycle repeats until behavior changes. Long-term wealth depends on the ability to absorb shocks. One income source is fragile. One client is fragile. One platform is fragile. Resilience requires multiple streams. Resilience requires redundancy. Resilience requires foresight. Most people ignore invisible costs, time wasted, energy drained, opportunities missed. These compound silently. Eventually, they outweigh visible mistakes. Social proof accelerates trust and adoption. Humans observe patterns. They copy proven success. They avoid untested paths. Show results consistently. The market rewards evidence. Online visibility is leverage. One idea shared widely can generate years of income. The same idea stored privately remains powerless. Skills scale differently than effort. Manual labor creates linear returns. Skills create exponential returns. The more transferable and rare the skill, the higher the leverage. Most people sell time. Few sell skill. Time stops at exhaustion. Skill scales beyond hours. This distinction is fundamental. Psychology is the hidden engine of wealth. Emotional control reduces mistakes. Delayed gratification compounds advantage. Curiosity drives improvement. Fear signals necessary caution. Ignoring psychology guarantees stagnation. Passive income is misunderstood. It is never passive at first. It requires foundation, skill, systems, trust. Only after the foundation can income become automatic. Many chase money without building identity. Income without growth is temporary. Growth without identity is unsustainable. Long-term earners grow both simultaneously. Lifestyle inflation is the silent thief. Income rises, expenses rise, freedom does not. Wealth grows only when attention is intentional. Online earning amplifies freedom. Freedom amplifies responsibility. Responsibility amplifies accountability. Most quit because accountability feels heavy. Those who endure gain leverage. Consistency compounds quietly. Daily decisions, repeated relentlessly, outperform bursts of effort. The market is patient. It rewards persistent action. Comparison destroys perspective. Measuring your beginning against someone else's middle kills motivation. Progress must be measured internally. Results must be verified objectively. Long-term earners think in years. Short-term earners think in days. Patience is not passive. It is strategic. It is deliberate. Discomfort signals growth. Resistance is the gatekeeper. Those who embrace it move forward. Those who avoid it remain stagnant. The real separation between earners and builders is psychology. Builders design systems, protect attention, and tolerate uncertainty. Earners chase outcomes, react emotionally, and quit early. Systems always outlast motivation. In the next section, we will explore scaling income with minimal effort, leverage through assets and automation, protecting wealth from risk and volatility, behavioral strategies to make money work for you. Section 6. Scaling income is not about working harder, it is about working smarter. Most people confuse effort with leverage. They believe more hours equal more results. It does not. Systems create leverage. Leverage multiplies results. Time becomes optional. Assets outperform activity. A single client requires constant attention. A system, once built, operates independently. An audience, once engaged, produces repeated results. Assets accumulate silently, while effort declines. Automation is not luxury, it is survival. Without automation, growth collapses under its own weight. Without delegation, freedom is an illusion. Without structure, motivation decays. The wealthy do not chase every opportunity, they choose carefully. Depth beats breadth, clarity beats chaos, consistency beats intensity. Most people fail because they do not plan for volatility. Income stops unexpectedly. Markets shift overnight. Algorithms change without warning. Those who survive build buffers, redundancy, flexibility. Risk is unavoidable. Ignoring risk is catastrophic. Controlled risk is predictable. The difference separates the wealthy from the desperate. Financial calm is deliberate. It is engineered through multiple income streams, transferable skills, resilient systems, consistent habits. Reaction creates stress. Preparation creates stability. Online systems fail without trust. Skill alone is not enough. Visibility alone is not enough. Proof matters. Demonstrated results matter. Consistency builds credibility. Without social proof, influence is limited. Many fail because they undervalue patience. Immediate results are rare. Growth is silent. Progress is often invisible. This is the first filter. Those who endure pass. Those who quit remain average. The psychology of scaling is simple. Delay gratification, accept discomfort, detach ego, measure progress internally. Markets reward clarity and action, not excuses, not hope, not wishes. Online earning is a mirror. Your audience reflects your skill. Your results reflect your habits. Your income reflects your identity. Change yourself. Change your results. Many chase the wrong goals. Money is not the target. Status is not the target. Validation is not the target. Freedom is the target. Choice is the target. Control is the target. Passive income magnifies freedom, but it requires foundation. Without foundation, it collapses. Without discipline, it evaporates. Without trust, it fails. Leverage is invisible at first. Early results are small. Noise is high. Frustration is natural. Most quit here. Few persist. Those few become the system builders. Scaling income amplifies psychology. Fear becomes obvious. Greed becomes obvious.
Ego becomes obvious. Impatience becomes obvious. Mastering these emotions determines outcome. Long-term thinking separates earners from builders. Immediate gratification produces short-term gains. Delayed gratification produces freedom. Structure converts effort into leverage. Behavior compounds wealth faster than skill alone. The silent danger of scaling is arrogance. Early success creates overconfidence. Overconfidence reduces caution. Reduced caution destroys systems. Most people destroy themselves at the first taste of leverage. The final truth. Wealth is predictable behavior, not luck, not inspiration, not motivation. Daily habits, consistent systems, emotional mastery, relentless execution. These create income that lasts. In the next section, we will explore psychological traps that destroy wealth quietly, fear-based mistakes most people repeat, how comparison and ego kill online success, real-life patterns of long-term wealth accumulation. Section 7. Most people do not lose money loudly. They lose it quietly, through hesitation, through small emotional decisions, through repeating patterns they never question. Wealth rarely disappears in one moment. It leaks. The first silent destroyer is lifestyle expansion. Income increases, comfort increases, discipline weakens. What once felt like luxury becomes normal. Freedom does not increase, responsibility does. People confuse earning more with becoming wealthy. They are not the same.
Earning is active. Wealth is defensive. Wealth protects. Earning reacts. The second destroyer is emotional spending. Spending to relieve stress. Spending to signal status. Spending to feel progress. These purchases feel small. Their impact compounds. Money leaves faster than it arrives when emotion controls decisions. This is not a budgeting problem. It is a psychological one. The third destroyer is false security. One stable client, one strong platform, one consistent strategy. People stop adapting. Markets change. Income disappears. Security that is not diversified is temporary. Online success creates illusion. Numbers rise. Attention increases. Confidence inflates. This is where ego enters. Ego ignores risk. Ego dismisses caution. Ego destroys systems faster than failure ever could. The fourth destroyer is comparison at scale. Not comparing beginnings, comparing peaks. Someone else grows faster. Someone else earns more. Someone else looks ahead. Suddenly, patience feels slow. People abandon stable systems for risky moves. They mistake speed for progress. The fifth destroyer is complexity. Too many income streams, too many tools, too many strategies. Complexity feels intelligent. It is fragile. Simple systems survive longer. Wealth grows in boring environments, predictable routines, clear decisions, limited variables. Chaos kills consistency. Fear works differently at higher levels. It no longer stops action. It distorts judgment. People avoid necessary risk or take reckless ones. Without emotional regulation, income volatility increases. Long-term wealth builders do fewer things. They say no more often. They move slower. They analyze deeper. They optimize stability before growth. Social proof works both ways. Positive proof builds trust. Negative proof destroys it. Reputation compounds like money. Hard to build, easy to lose. Online credibility is fragile. One emotional decision, one rushed move, one misaligned promotion. Trust disappears faster than income. The wealthy protect attention aggressively. Distraction is expensive. Every unnecessary decision drains cognitive energy. Clarity preserves momentum. Most people mistake busyness for productivity. Activity creates comfort. Results create freedom. Measuring progress objectively changes behavior. Time horizon defines strategy. Short-term thinking creates urgency. Long-term thinking creates patience. Patience reduces mistakes. Wealth is not built in public excitement. It is built in private consistency. Unseen effort, uncelebrated discipline, unemotional execution. The final destroyer is identity stagnation. Income grows, identity remains small. The mind resists responsibility. Systems break. Growth demands identity expansion. The difference between collapse and longevity is awareness. Those who see these patterns early adjust. Those who ignore them repeat history. In the next section, the focus will shift to identity transformation for high-income earners, psychological upgrades required at each level, why most people sabotage themselves after success, and how to build wealth that survives decades. Section 8. Income does not change people, it reveals them. As money increases, habits amplify. As pressure rises, psychology surfaces. This is why many collapse after success. They never upgraded identity.
Every income level requires a different version of self. What works at survival fails at growth. What works at growth fails at scale. Clinging to old behaviors becomes dangerous. The first identity shift is responsibility. Blame must disappear. Markets do not care about effort. Audiences do not reward intention. Results define value. Accepting this truth accelerates progress. The second shift is patience under pressure. Higher income attracts higher stakes. Decisions matter more. Mistakes cost more. Emotion becomes expensive. Calm becomes an advantage. The third shift is long-term thinking. Short-term wins feel exciting. They often sabotage stability. Those who last sacrifice speed for durability. Ego is the silent enemy of scaling. Early success feeds confidence. Confidence resists feedback. Resistance blocks learning. Learning slows. Income follows. High-level earners seek disagreement. They invite critique. They test assumptions. They update beliefs quickly. Flexibility protects wealth. Identity determines risk tolerance. An insecure identity avoids risk. An inflated identity takes reckless risk. A stable identity calculates risk. This balance preserves capital. Most people fear losing money. Wealthy individuals fear losing optionality. Optionality is power. It means choices remain open. Online income demands public identity. Visibility attracts opportunity. Visibility attracts criticism. Without emotional resilience, people retreat. Those who stay grow faster. Reputation compounds over time. Trust grows slowly. Doubt spreads instantly. Long-term earners protect credibility above profit. Identity alignment matters. Promoting misaligned products creates internal conflict. Internal conflict weakens consistency. Consistency sustains income. The wealthy design environments that support discipline. They reduce temptation. They simplify decisions. They automate discipline. Willpower is unreliable. Environment is permanent. Most people wait for motivation. High earners remove the need for it. Systems replace emotion. This is maturity. The biggest upgrade is emotional neutrality. Wins do not inflate. Losses do not devastate. Decisions remain rational. This stability compounds faster than excitement. Money exposes unresolved psychology.
Ego becomes obvious. Impatience becomes obvious. Mastering these emotions determines outcome. Long-term thinking separates earners from builders. Immediate gratification produces short-term gains. Delayed gratification produces freedom. Structure converts effort into leverage. Behavior compounds wealth faster than skill alone. The silent danger of scaling is arrogance. Early success creates overconfidence. Overconfidence,
Fear of loss, need for approval, desire for control. Ignoring these limits growth. Addressing them multiplies leverage. Those who survive decades do not chase trends, they observe patterns. Trends expire, principles remain. The final identity shift is humility. Markets evolve, skills decay, relevance fades without adaptation. Learning never ends. This is where most stop growing. They assume arrival. There is no arrival, only maintenance and evolution. In the next section, we will cover generational wealth thinking, build an income that survives platforms and trends, psychological frameworks for decades of stability, and how to design money that serves life, not controls it. Section 9.
Short-term income solves immediate problems. Long-term wealth solves future ones. Generational thinkers do not optimize for today. They optimize for resilience across time. Trends create spikes. Principles create stability. Those who chase trends work harder every year. Those who follow principles work less. The internet rewards adaptability. Platforms rise, platforms fall. Skills that transfer survive every cycle. Generational wealth is not inheritance, it is behavior passed down, decision-making, risk assessment, delayed gratification. Money is only the vehicle. Most people confuse luxury with wealth. Luxury is consumption, wealth is insulation. Insulation from volatility, insulation from stress, insulation from desperation. True wealth creates margin, margin of time, margin of error, margin of choice. Without margin, income remains fragile. Long-term earners build boring systems, predictable cash flow, low emotional involvement, clear operating rules. Boring scales better than exciting. Speculation excites, investment endures. Speculation depends on timing, investment depends on discipline. Discipline survives downturns. The wealthy prepare for outcomes they hope never happen. They plan for market crashes, income loss, health emergencies. Preparation feels unnecessary until it is essential. Most financial stress comes from lack of buffers, no savings, no redundancy, no alternatives. Buffers create calm. Legacy is intentional, not accidental. Values passed consciously last longer than money passed blindly. Online businesses can outlive individuals, but only if systems replace personality, documentation, processes, delegation. Without these, everything collapses. The danger of personal brand income is dependence. When income depends solely on identity, rest disappears. Scalable systems protect energy. Generational thinking requires patience beyond self, planting trees whose shade you may never enjoy. This mindset changes decisions. Many earn well but fail to preserve. They build fast, they protect poorly. Protection determines longevity. Wealth should simplify life. If income complicates decisions, something is wrong. Money is a tool, not a master. Those who master money reduce noise, fewer obligations, clearer priorities, controlled commitments. Clarity multiplies freedom. The final test of wealth is sustainability. Can it survive boredom, market shifts, personal change? If not, it is temporary. This level requires emotional maturity, not reacting to news, not chasing excitement, not fearing downturns. Stability becomes the goal. The highest form of success is optionality, the ability to walk away from clients, from platforms, from pressure. This is real freedom. In the next section, we will move into psychological frameworks of elite performers, how top earners protect focus and decision quality, why mental clarity outperforms intelligence, and the final behaviors that separate lasting wealth from temporary success. Section 10. At higher levels, intelligence matters less, clarity matters more. Most failures are not due to lack of knowledge, but due to mental noise. Noise comes from too many options, too many opinions, too much information. The modern world rewards those who filter aggressively. Elite performers protect focus like capital. Distraction is expensive. Every unnecessary decision drains energy. Decision fatigue weakens judgment. The mind performs best with structure. Clear routines, predictable schedules, defined priorities. Chaos erodes performance quietly. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in a year. This miscalculation destroys consistency. High-level earners reduce cognitive load. They automate choices, they standardize processes, they simplify environments. Willpower is unreliable. Design is permanent. Clarity improves risk management. Calm minds assess probability accurately. Emotional minds overreact. Money punishes emotional volatility. Elite decision-makers slow down before acting. Speed feels productive. It often creates errors. Deliberate pacing protects capital. Information consumption must be intentional. Random content creates random thinking. Random thinking creates unstable outcomes. Most people confuse urgency with importance. Urgency feels serious. Importance compounds quietly. Those who choose importance build stability. High earners create thinking time, time without input, time without noise, time for evaluation. This space improves decision quality. Mental clarity increases pattern recognition. Trends become obvious, risks become visible, opportunities appear earlier. Clarity is leverage. Stress narrows perspective. Calm expands it. Those who manage emotion see further. Focus multiplies effort. One clear direction outperforms 10 scattered attempts. Depth creates authority. Authority attracts opportunity. Elite performers do not react to every fluctuation. They zoom out. Short-term movement is noise. Long-term trajectory matters. Decision quality determines income quality. Better decisions create smoother outcomes. Smoother outcomes create freedom. Mental discipline is the final competitive advantage. Skills can be copied. Strategies can be replicated. Discipline cannot be outsourced. The difference between burnout and mastery is control. Control of time, control of energy, control of attention. Without control, success becomes a burden. Long-term earners optimize for sustainability. They avoid extremes. They maintain balance. They protect health. Wealth without health is fragile. The mind must outlast the market. Burned-out earners disappear. Stable earners remain. This is where income becomes effortless, not because work disappears, but because resistance disappears. In the next section, we will enter the final phase, the psychology of freedom, detaching identity from income, designing a life around money, not for it, and closing the full 1.5-hour master narrative. Section 11. At the highest level, money becomes quiet. No urgency, no desperation, no emotional spikes. When systems are stable, the mind relaxes. True freedom is not unlimited spending. It is the absence of financial pressure, the ability to choose calmly. Most people tie identity to income. When income fluctuates, confidence fluctuates. This creates fear. Elite earners detach self-worth from numbers. Income becomes data, not validation, not ego, not identity. This detachment improves decisions. Fear decreases, patience increases, clarity strengthens. Money works best when it serves life, not when life serves money. Misalignment creates stress. Freedom requires boundaries. Unlimited options create paralysis. Clear constraints create peace. The wealthy protect time aggressively. Time is non-renewable. Money is renewable. This realization changes priorities. At this level, simplicity becomes attractive. Less noise, fewer commitments, higher standards. Quality replaces quantity. Freedom does not mean stopping. It means choosing. Choosing projects, choosing people, choosing pace. The final psychological upgrade is contentment without stagnation. Ambition remains. Desperation disappears. This balance sustains success. Legacy becomes the question. What remains when activity stops? Systems? Values? Knowledge? Wealth that ends with one person is incomplete. Transferable systems last longer. The Internet allows impact beyond lifespan. Ideas outlive individuals. This is modern leverage. Those who reach this level stop proving. They focus on preserving. Preserving health, preserving relationships, preserving clarity. Money becomes background. Life moves forward. This is the real reward. The journey always returns to psychology. Skills start it. Systems scale it. Behavior sustains it. Nothing here is hidden. It is simply avoided, because it demands patience. Those who endure uncertainty gain freedom. Those who chase comfort remain dependent. The choice repeats daily. Small decisions, consistent actions, long horizons. This is not motivation, it is reality. End of master narrative. Everything you have heard comes down to one truth. Money is not the problem. The system is not the problem. Opportunity is not missing. Behavior decides outcome. Most people are not poor because they lack options. They are poor because they repeat patterns they never question. Comfort over growth, certainty over progress, emotion over structure. Online earning did not fail people. People failed to adapt. They wanted speed without patience, reward without responsibility, freedom without discipline. The market does not negotiate. Wealth was never hidden. It was always uncomfortable. It requires delayed gratification. It demands emotional control. It exposes insecurity. That is why few persist. Skills create entry. Systems create stability. Psychology determines longevity. Miss any one of these and collapse follows. Fear is natural. Avoiding it is optional. Those who face uncertainty early buy freedom later. Those who delay pay with time, stress, and regret. Money amplifies who you already are. Discipline compounds it. Ego destroys it. Patience protects it. The Internet has removed excuses. Geography no longer limits income. Access is no longer restricted. Information is no longer rare. Only execution separates outcomes. The calm you admire in others was engineered through boring systems, through consistent habits, through years of unseen discipline. This was never about becoming rich. It was about becoming independent. Control over time, control over decisions, control over direction. Nothing changes overnight, but everything changes eventually when behavior changes daily. The future belongs to those who think long-term, act consistently, detach emotionally, build deliberately. This is not inspiration. This is a warning. The cost of inaction compounds silently. The choice remains simple. Continue repeating familiar patterns, or design a system that works without you. One path feels safe now. The other feels uncomfortable now. Time will decide which one was dangerous.